Welcome to the Dam Owner Academy, brought to you by the Association of State Dam Safety Officials, or ASDSO, a series of videos to educate and inform on all aspects of operating and maintaining a dam safely. This video will cover problems with plants and animals on dams. Dams often create conditions that are conducive both for wildlife and vegetation. Secluded areas, often restricted from public access, that offer a source of water. However, plants and animals can cause damage to a dam if not adequately managed. So, a comprehensive operation and maintenance plan should include managing plants and animals on your dam. Earthen embankments and channels at a dam should have adequate ground cover and landscaping to protect against erosion and reduce the intrusion of animals. A low stand of grass is an effective and inexpensive measure to safeguard your structure. Roots hold the soil together, and stems trap fine soil particles, creating an erosion-resistant layer. Bare areas of ground, animal footpaths, and tire ruts should be repaired as a part of regular maintenance. However, grass may not be able to withstand erosion in areas where runoff concentrates or those impacted by wave action. Consult with a professional engineer if your dam needs hard armoring, such as riprap or concrete. Although well-maintained grass is desirable on earthen surfaces at dams, poorly maintained or too much vegetation can cause serious problems. Overgrown areas can obstruct the dam, making inspections difficult and potentially obscuring severe issues or concerns. They can also serve as habitat for burrowing animals, which will be discussed later in the video. The roots of brushy vegetation and trees can create unwanted paths for seepage through a dam or lift and displace concrete structures. Finally, trees can be knocked down by weather or age, creating large holes in an embankment where the root ball was. All unwanted vegetation on a dam should be removed on a regular basis. Mow grassed areas at least twice per year or as needed to keep slopes and channels from becoming overgrown. Always use mowing equipment designed for slopes or challenging grades when applicable. Brushy vegetation and small trees should be cut as soon as possible to prevent continued growth. The careful use of herbicides can also help control vegetation on your dam. Some herbicides are safe for use near water supply reservoirs, but chemicals should only be applied in adherence to applicable regulations and in accordance with the product's label instructions. For large trees, check with your state dam safety program for advice on whether they must be removed or can be closely monitored. If a large tree must be cut down, the stump should be removed to at least 6 inches below the ground surface, backfilled with compacted soil, and seeded with grass. If seepage paths created by the roots are a concern, you may need to excavate the entire root ball and perform more extensive repairs to the embankment. Animals are another common cause of deterioration at dams, and owners often contend with a wide variety of species. In fact, 25 states in the U.S. have had dam failures or unsafe conditions at a dam resulting from animal intrusions. Animal impacts can be divided into two categories: surface damage and internal damage. Livestock and wild pigs affect the surface of earthen embankments and channels from grazing, rooting, and trafficking along the protective grass cover. This surface damage can lead to erosion rills and gullies over time. In addition, beavers can clog up spillways and outlets with sticks and mud. Many animals, including nutria, groundhogs, and muskrats, can create burrows in an earthen embankment, causing internal damage to the dam. Even crayfish and ants can represent threats to the integrity of an embankment. All dam inspections should check for potential animal holes, dens, or burrows. These holes may flood from the upstream reservoir, introducing unwanted water pressure inside the dam. Ultimately, these burrows can lead to shortened seepage paths, increased seepage volumes, reduced stability of the embankment, and increased likelihood of internal erosion. In addition, holes can collapse from rain or heavy equipment, leading to sinkholes or depressions on the surface. A single animal burrow can lead to the failure of a dam. Managing nuisance wildlife can be a challenge because each species has different behaviors. Wildlife management can include trapping, hunting, fumigation, toxicants, repellents, or habitat modification. However, some mitigation measures can adversely impact the environment if applied indiscriminately. So you should coordinate with a qualified biologist and the applicable state and federal agencies before performing any wildlife mitigation activities on your dam. These resources will help you determine the most appropriate methods for the species in question, avoid adverse impacts, and remain compliant with all applicable regulations. Use fences to keep livestock and wild pigs off your dam as needed to avoid damage to the sod and footpaths that encourage erosion. Repair animal holes and tunnels to prevent water intrusion and discourage wildlife from returning. A recommended method of backfilling a burrow is mud packing. A mixture of 90% soil and 10% cement can be used to fill an animal den from the surface through a vertical pipe. Once the hole is filled, remove the pipe and tamp dry earth into the den's entrance. Finally, seed the disturbed area to re-establish grass cover. If there's extensive animal damage, excavating the damaged area and repairing the embankment using conventional earthwork techniques may be necessary. Understanding best practices for managing vegetation, in addition to the types of problems caused by animals and their management strategies, can help you maintain the integrity of your dam over its lifetime. Management of plants and wildlife is an integral part of any dam operation and maintenance program. As always, consult with a professional engineer for any significant issues related to your dam. In addition, the Association of State Dam Safety Officials has free resources available to help owners operate and maintain their dams safely. Contact your state dam safety program for additional help, and be sure to check out ASDSO's website at damowner.org for more information.